Hey you, so welcome back to another video. It's another video about healing, so make sure you're comfy and let's get right to it. I've recently learned something really important about healing. So healing isn't about making the pain go away. You know how a lot of us most of the time always think, oh yeah, we have to eliminate this pain inside of us or make it go away. But that's not what it's about. It's about integrating your pain into your whole being, like integrating the pain into your story of life, I guess. I feel like a lot of us are always looking for a way to get rid of our pain because, of course, we try that. Like, being in pain sucks. It's literally like hurting us, right? It's very challenging. It's such a struggle to be in pain. Yet, just trying to get rid of it isn't the answer at all. Maybe we need to start seeing our pain as a conscious being and kind of, for the first time, allow it to be in our field and like greet it and like welcome it. Like, hey, pain, I know you're there and I feel you. I know this sounds ridiculous. When my mom told me about that the first time, I think I was like 8 years old, and I was like, that's absolutely horrible. But well, years down the line, I'm like, she totally had a point with that. Because it's all about the acceptance of the pain being there in the first place. That's like the first step to healing, is to accept where we're at, to accept ourselves with our pain. And then maybe we can actually use that energy to create something else, especially if we use our pain to create something in this world. I feel like that would make us completely like pro alchemists. And I also think about it in energy. Like right now, the pain is just stuck inside of you somewhere. But then if you actually feel it and if you allow it to flow, if you actually channel your own pain by creating something, that allows the pain to actually flow. And I feel like that flow is gonna, you know, help you release some of it too, so it's actually gonna get better. Like in my case, when I was in a lot of pain during my teenage years, I would always kind of just lock myself in my room at night and put some music on with headphones, and I had like this little red notebook, and I would just start writing and drawing and things like that. And that was one of the very few things that actually helped me to keep going. Then I had to go see a shaman, right? Or just someone. And then that shaman told me, hey, why don't I start dancing instead of cutting myself? And I actually started dancing, and eventually I stopped cutting myself. So you see what I mean? We just need to find ways to channel our pain, because if it just sits within us, it's just gonna get worse. And it's just gonna accumulate more and more and more. And then we end up being actually depressed or suffer even more. So we need to channel our pain. And recently, I've been in a lot of pain too, and I started playing instruments. I started drumming, and I started playing the ukulele, and that is just such a lifesaver. It's like whenever right now I feel like life is overwhelming for me, I just grab my instruments and I go into nature and I play the instruments. And I always come out feeling so much better and like a lot more grounded. If you can, please start channeling your pain. Start being creative. Start creating things, because I feel like that's what we're here for. We're creative beings. We're creators of our own reality. So creating things is essential to us and our well-being. The next advice that I have for you is to realize that you are just, most of the time, you're just out of. I'm saying this because I feel like nowadays a lot of us are just so concerned with controlling everything. We're kind of really just centered in our left brain, which is, the male side of us, which is the controlling side of us, and our ego. It's like the I am, like, me and the survival, and we're really just stuck in that, and we try to control everything nowadays, but exactly that control is harming us, because we have to realize over and over again that most things are just out of our control. Like what other people do, what your friends do, what your family does, what your lover, your partner, your husband does. It is just completely out of your control. And Mel Robbins, I don't know if you follow her, Mel Robbins came up with this let them theory. It's just, you kind of just let them do whatever. Or like, just focus on yourself and like be like, okay, I have control over this, but I don't have control over the other people, so I just let them. And I don't, it just helps to realize, okay, I can do things in here and with myself, but I can't force anyone else to do anything. And we need to release that expectation and that control of our outer world and the people inside of it, because life is a constant happening. There's always gonna happen something, and the only constant is change. So you know how absurd it is to even try to control that, to try to control life. It's just never gonna work out. So you need to be able to release it and just let it go. Because, yeah, like I said, what other people do is out of your control. What the day brings is out of your control. You only have control over yourself. And I don't personally like the control, like the word control. It sounds horrible. It's like so controlling, right? But it kind of just gets the point across. If anybody of you have a better word for it, like, please let me know. We're really just in charge of ourselves and our reality. And the more we realize that, I feel like the better we will all do. So the key here is to strengthen your relationship with yourself. Like, you need to be grounded in yourself. You need to be like stable and centered. So if life happens, which it always does because it's happening, you're able to stand tall like a tree. The big storm isn't just gonna blow you over and rip you out of the ground, but you're actually gonna have roots and stability to rely on because you've built that kind of relationship with yourself. I'm at a point in life where I feel like I just really need to surrender to life. What the other people in my life do, that is out of my control. All I can do is to really come home to me and be strong in myself and give myself whatever it is that I need to actually keep going. And I feel like that's all any one of us can do. What life is going to bring in the future, I have no idea. I have no clue what it's going to bring. All I know is that I've got myself, and that I can take care of myself, and that I will be okay. Whatever comes next, whatever life's gonna throw at us, I know I can count on myself. Another extremely important step on your healing journey is to accept where you are right now. And depending on where you're at, that can be really hard. Like, most of the time for all of us, it's really hard to accept where we're at, because we just want to be better, or we want to do better, or we want to be at another point in our lives or at another place. But the key is to accept where you're at right now and then working from that point. I feel like that's realistic, and I feel like most of us can actually do that, even if it completely sucks and the process isn't pretty. You probably have to loosen up your super proud ego and admit to yourself, like, okay, well, this is where I'm at. I would love to be somewhere else, but I am here right now. What can I do to change it? Not get out of it, but what can I do to change and transform it from within? It sounds hard, and trust me, it is really hard. It can be really brutal, but we all need that moment of acceptance and that eye-opening moment, like, oh, okay, this is where I'm actually at. Okay, I need to work with this and not with whatever else. That is the first and only step to actually go forward. If you don't do that, there's no way forward. Personally, I'm at a point, I've been through a lot this summer, and I feel like I've been through a lot the past few years. I left my ex-partner, my cats, and my home, my property, everything behind me, because I wasn't in a good place where I was at. I was not doing well at all. So I had to get out, and I did, and I'm glad I did. Now I'm sitting here making videos, making my dream of, being a YouTube content creator happen, and I'm really excited about it. But it's still, like, I still need to accept it where I'm at. I'm still trying to find my way through this world, which can be very daunting and very, very challenging. But, I'm lucky. I have a good place where I can live. I do have a job. I can actually support myself. I have a dream of this whole YouTube thing and inspiring other people to live their dream. And yeah, where are you at in life right now? Like, I would be really curious to know. I would love to have like a conversation between us. Yeah, just let me know where you're at, and if it's absolutely horrible and you don't want to share, that's okay. But if it's absolutely horrible and you want to share, let me know. Because whenever you talk about something, you're also releasing the energy. Just let me know. And remember, there's always a reason for why you're experiencing something. Nothing just happens at random or by coincidence. Nothing. And so the universe is always trying to teach us something, and maybe until we're ready to actually take on the lesson, until we're ready to do that, keep hurting ourselves. Because we're like, trying to make something work that just doesn't work. If the universe tells you, like, hey, you gotta go right, but you keep trying to hit the dead end, trying to walk forward, like, unless you finally make the choice to go right and listen, you're gonna hurt yourself. Yeah, but I believe in you. You got this, okay? So I sincerely hope that this video was helpful to you. Please let me know what you're going through, if you want to share where you're at in your healing journey, or what's helped you a lot during your healing process. It would be cool to, exchange our experiences. Okay. Again, thank you so much for watching, and much love to you. I'll see you next time.